Yeah, good evening and welcome to Amuragal FM. Everything is fine. Welcome, Mr. Jomandi. Welcome, Michelle. Good evening. How are you, Mr. Jomandi? Well. Congratulations to all the coalition members, all the good Africans out there, or all the friends of the Gambia, per se, I would say. Thank you once again. I know it's not over yet, but we are kind of halfway through the transition period, meaning Yahya Jammeh has fled the country on Saturday evening to Bamako, to Conakry, and then to Equatorial Guinea. So what's your take on this? What have you been gathering? Because I know you are too close to these events happening, or the unraveling of all this news in the Gambia this recent 6 weeks.
First, I just wanted to say hello to all the listeners.
Since 1994.
Anybody listening out there, and good evening. And as I said, my name is Michel. So my take on this is very simple. Like any other African, we're very happy that Jammeh left, and in a very peaceful manner, because we were a bit worried when he had that U-turn. We were fairly worried, but in the end, the common sense prevailed. And and the second point is I like the way all the African leaders, they all came together to have the conflict
resolution.
To try and find a solution peacefully. And it was that peacefully. Everything is not war. Sometimes a simple talk can solve the issue. It might take long, but it's very efficient than coming and killing people. Okay, to live. And in the end, common sense prevailed. He accepted, and he's gone. So, everything is clear now for Barrow to come in and start whatever he has, whatever he plans for Gambia for the next few years to come. So, that's all I can say.
But don't you think, I know you mentioned the lenience of the ECOWAS or ECOMOG, because I think they've learned from other countries like Libya, other countries where Ivory Coast, where they had to use force. Then the military population or the civilian population have taken that opportunity and started looting and creating havoc, and then which escalated to human rights abuse and genocide. So, as you said, I think this is the best way forward. But don't you think also the ECOWAS and the ECOMOG, the African Union, they were a bit lenient to Mr. Jammeh?
No, it's not about being lenient. When you say lenient, it's like you are expecting something very violent. Remember, what was really taking place behind the closed door, we didn't know. Everything they say, we didn't. We just came and maybe try to reproduce word of mouth, telling people what we were basically speculating. But what took place down there, it wasn't said exactly.
But according to the findings, the main discussions were to give him some kind of amnesty to get out of the country with X amount of men, which equates to 50 men, including his mom and some properties, and most of the bits in the State House. That was the discussion, basically.
Yeah, of course. I mean, when you want to leave, remember in the history, when he was captured, they didn't take him by himself. He decided he wanted some of his main people to come with him, and this is what they did. When remember, in order to talk about this, you need to go back to the first time Jammeh said he congratulated Barrow. And the event that followed that, Barrow constantly threatening him to take him to court. And knowing that for the past 22 years when Jammeh was there, he never said any good thing about So for you to come and start mentioning those sort of reasons, of course you didn't feel comfortable. You know, one thing we don't want to one of our leaders, Jammeh, whatever we say, he was a leader in Africa, and being deported and dying there again and again and again. You know, so it won't be good. This is not, it doesn't look good for Africa. So the way they did, this is exactly the way we solve our issue in Africa. Yeah, everything is done. It takes long, you know, lots of talk, but in the end it was done. So for me, I don't call it being lenient.
But don't you think as it might be a good thing, but at the same time it sends a bad signal to other dictators or to be dictators out there? Don't you think it's a bad signal? You can come and maltreat your people, kill your people, and then suddenly you'll be given amnesty and you can loot the country.
When the European people take plane to go to Libya, kill, does it stop any other country like Syria? No. Tomorrow again they will go to another Arabic country, maybe Africa, and kill with the plane. They don't even land into the country, they don't do any street fight. Everything is boom.
Well, what can we, as Africans?
Has he ever solved an issue?
If it were not these people,
has he ever stopped any other leaders in the Arabic country to do whatever they want to do? No, he hasn't. But I just want to say, for the respect of human beings, and doing something peacefully, if he sends a strong signal to another dictator, you know, there's a public there. There's a crowd. Citizens who can go on the street and remove the dictator. It's not always negotiation. Let's compare it. There wasn't any negotiation. He just had to leave one day and that was it. So, everything has its time and, you know, for Jammeh, it was well done and everyone appreciates it.
So what can we learn as Africans from this scenario that just took place in the Gambia?
It's simple. The only thing we can learn is to respect our constitution. Whatever we write down, because apart from articles and rules and a constitution and everything, we are just like animals. That's why in a society there are laws. You follow the law, you have more staying in life for long and having a peaceful life. But if you don't follow the law, this is what happens. We have problems with the law. Yeah, we have problems with the law. And democracy is nothing but the law. You know, you cannot do one thing for yourself and one thing for others. Democracy doesn't say that. So if we need to learn something, we need to learn our law that we created ourselves. Yeah, we said we're going to do this, we stick by it, no matter what. Once it's done, you know, that gives power to institutions. Institutions, they're not a physical thing which is sitting somewhere that you go to obey. Institution is everything, all the laws you put together to enforce an organization or
the British could not do it in 400 years.
If we follow that, you know,
in 31 years.
But if we don't, then we know how we're going to end up.
But taking account of the resistance, let's say the Gambian army, the diversity or division within the Gambian army, how do you see the coalition having to manage all that peacefully without any disgruntlement from other fractions of the army? As you still have 40% of the Gambian population that voted for Jammeh, including the army, because the army, all the security services, including the army, all have voted for Jammeh. So how would this new government be come about to kind of identify or trying to keep those same people in place? How do you see this project panning out?
It's a massive project because of the way the transition was done. You know, again, we were lucky that there was no war. If there was a proper war, it would have been even difficult. So saying that Barrow knows what he's doing, around him there are 7 party leaders, they all want peace, I believe. That's why they decided to come together to kick Jammeh out. He has worked. Again, it's all about dialogue. It's all about sitting down to talk. It's all about law. It's all about institution. You need to write it down. You need to follow. You need to accept it, embrace it as you go along. You know, of course, when there is a change, some people won't be happy because there's a change. But this is how a country can move forward. You cannot stick there. You cannot be stuck and trying to solve all the single issues around you. It's not possible. You deal with the main thing as you go along. Population behind you, and they will forget as you go along. So it's going to be difficult, but I believe Barrow will big factor with his 7 people there and 7 party leaders and
As Jammeh escaped, or I would call it escape, he managed to get away with 50 members of his entourage, including high senior members of the military. Don't you think that can still pose a security threat to the Gambia?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what they said. Beyond closed door, you know, all these people, all these leaders who were there that day, maybe there was a sort of a you know what I mean, before doing whatever they want to do. But at the same time, I believe after the talk, Jammeh is not coming to, coming back again, Gambia. But everything, it depends again on Barrow, how he's going to secure the country. Keep eye on Jammeh, not try to come back. Everything is, it's possible. I believe Barrow and his guys.
I'm feeling a bit skeptical about that those men would one day want to come back to the Gambia and create havoc, or if Yahya Jammeh, he himself, wants to destabilize the country, he can use those men with a couple of mercenaries and come around and just create havoc in the country, as claimed and announced that some weaponries went missing from the State House.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, again, everything is possible. We could see Let's compare in Ivory Coast when they were trying to make some in Africa. Everything is possible, but you just have to be vigilant. You cannot, there's no way, even in European countries, there's no way you can secure a country 100%. It's not possible. You know, and so what we can say is he will be very, very prudent in whatever he does and keep eye on Jammeh.
Guinea Equatorial. According to sources and records, Guinea Equatorial is not part of the ICC. However, Amnesty International is launching a case or a petition against Jammeh to get him as soon as possible before he establishes himself in Equatorial Guinea. So Amnesty International and the Human Rights Watch body from the United Nations are also trying to create or launch a case against Mr. Jammeh. So how do you see that panning out? Jammeh might one day, don't you see Jammeh one day in ICC?
With all the African leaders around it, I don't see that coming, because to do that you need.
But it happened to Charles Taylor. The same thing happened to Charles Taylor. He got hosted. He got hosted in Nigeria and then suddenly handed over to ICC.
I say his situation is different in Africa. Bago case was not the same as Jammeh. Taylor's case wasn't the same as Jammeh. Taylor's case was not the same as Bago. It's two different cases. We end up in
What makes them different?
It makes them different because Jammeh, remember, okay, the way Jammeh left, there were lots of African leaders around him, and they had some compromise. They guaranteed certain
because is their darling.